I wanted to discuss with you about this information that's floating around, and also I've actually done my research, and I'm going to give people the opportunity to join. I may have a few people that can join on this live if they're interested, but I want to talk about it. Okay, guys? So right now you see a title that says Public Information. Let us decipher this harassment case that I see here, that I have the document in front of me. I wanted to share that document with you guys. However, I think a little bit of it was shared already, but I'm going to elaborate on that, and I want to get you guys' opinion. And it is a document relating to a case on a particular YouTuber. And let me retrieve that document, guys. Hold on so we can talk about it. And I'm also, guys, I'm going to give you the link for those that are interested in joining and if they want to discuss it. So let me first of all put the link up. So bear with me for just a second. I am going to copy this link, and I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in the on my chat here. So bear with me. Here you go. Let me put it there. Okay, guys. Can you see the link, guys? You can see the link there. Okay. Now, this document that I have, let me retrieve it. I was going to post it so you guys can follow along with me. However, it was a kind of large file and I couldn't downsize it. But guess what? We're going to discuss it. So, information that I retrieved is on Rosalind Knight. Okay? I want to make sure that it's the correct person that we're talking about. It says Rosalind Knight versus, let me get his name. And we're going to go through this thing. We're going to decipher this thing. And I want you guys' opinion about this. Okay? It's on Rosalind Knight. Okay, guys. I'm sure you guys know Rosalind. I want to make sure this is the right Rosalind. Okay? Rosalind, Rosalind Knight. And the reason why I decided to pull more information up, because that document was floating around about a harassment case against her and another party. Okay, so I decided to dig a little bit deeper. Yes. Okay. And all of this is public information. Public information. So if it's for the public, it's available to be retrieved. It's available to be discussed. Okay. So let me go down the document itself and tell you what it says, guys. Y'all got to stick close. Because the reason for me doing this is because if this is the same Rosalind that has the platform that's called Roz, chopping it up, let's chop it up. Whatever you want to do, chop it up, break it up, throw it down. Oh no, that Roz. Well, if that's the case, it appears that she has a history of harassing people. Okay, so if that is the case, I'm going to elaborate a little bit more and discuss why I see and say the things that I do. When I say people are bullies, people have a history of doing certain things, because people just don't start off bothering people and being a thorn in someone else's heel for such a long period of time without having a history. That's what I believe, because that appears to me that she may have a history of something like that. But let me read this document here, guys. And for those that are interested in joining, go ahead and try to join, and then I can bring you on so we can elaborate. Okay, this document was filed on 10/17/08. Yes, it's been a while, but still the case exists. It existed. Okay, we're going to go down. The name on the restrained person says Rosalind Knight. Okay, another restrained person is Majani Corenshaw. I don't know who that is. Maybe related to her. And another person name on here is Myron Crenshaw. I think that's her son, rest his soul. But I'm just telling you what it is, public record, as it relates to this harassment case. Okay, guys? And then the person, the petitioner, which is the plaintiff, his name is Greg Crosley. Okay? He's the active person that it appears that filed this case against Rosalind. Okay? He represented himself as a pro se. Let me go down. Obviously, he must have filed a case against her for harassment, and whoever these other parties are. It says Myron, it says Rosalind, and it says my Johnny. I don't know. Is that her daughter? I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure. But let me go down further. All right, guys. It is a petition to prevent civil harassment. Okay? Now we're going to decipher this thing. Because as we see her now, I'm assuming this is her, okay? We see her how she continuously harassed people on this social media platform. And I've been noticing, because things are getting a little bit hot under collar for her, to me, it seems like she's getting a taste of her own medicine, because if you become a thorn to someone and it becomes a repetitive thing that you're doing, guess what? People are going to search you out. They're going to find out who you are. And then if this stuff is public, they're going to bring it to the forefront. How you doing? How you doing, Erica Bucks? How you doing? Yes. Erica, if you're interested in joining, you can join. Okay. We do have you down here. So that link down there, guys, let me put that link up so you guys can see this link. All right. Hold on for just a second, because we have people that are interested in joining and they may need to see the link. So let me edit some information and place this link in here, and so you guys can see it. Okay. All right, guys. So you see that link? For anybody that's interested in joining, go ahead and put that link in there, and then we can discuss this document. It is a document that's public record. Anybody can retrieve it. So anything that's public is out there. All right. Okay, guys. See the link? There you go. All right. Then I'll place that link in that chat one more time, so you guys can periodically follow along if you want to. If you want to go live, you can do that. So there's that link again, guys. Okay. Let me get back to my story. Okay. This information can be retrieved, guys. There's no big secret about it. It's out there. All right. That's why I don't understand why people give people such a hard time, and they got a history of themselves. You can't keep on creating wreaking havoc in people's lives and think people can't not find out about you, because they can. So, guys, let me continue on down this document here. Okay. Now, guess what the document says? It said events and hearing. Okay, let's go down, guys. It says comment right here. It says petition of Greg Crosley for injunction prohibiting harassment and application. Okay, this guy, it appears to me, must have filed some documents with the courts. I'm gonna tell you where it's at. I'm gonna tell you exactly where it is. It is what state this is in. It's in California, guys, and it's within the courts. Let's see. All right. I had that before me, but I don't want to lose track, guys. I don't want to lose you guys. Let's read this document. I can tell you where it's located, and you guys can put it up yourself. It's public information. Okay? So as I go down, it talks about harassment. Obviously, this gentleman must have filed harassment against Rosalind Knight. If this is the same chopping it up with Roz, that's who she is, Rosalind Knight. All right, guys. Harassment filed by Craig Crosley. As I go down, order to show cause. Okay. After hearing petitioner for injunction prohibiting harassment filed, protected person Crosley. Let me read it verbatim. It says, order after hearing on petition for injunction prohibiting harassment filed, protected person Crosley, Craig. So that order was filed, but it did expire. But it just shows me that obviously this person must have felt that they needed to take this thing to court. And then proof of service was served to Rosalind, as it talks about being served to Rosalind in 2008. Okay, let's see. Special hearing. Special set hearing was set for 2009. Okay, I wish I could show you guys this document so you can see it for yourself. All right. It says hearing, application and order for reissuance of temporary restraining order filed by Crossley Craig. Okay, so obviously he must have wanted a restraining order issued against them. What did they do? What did they do, people? Was they calling? Was they were they causing problems with this young man? Were they harassing him? And it looked like a number of people were involved. Okay, it looked like her son was involved. Whoever this other young lady is, maybe it could have been her daughter. I'm not sure, guys. I sure wish I could share this document with you so you can see and you guys can follow along with me and tell me who these people are. Okay, so they said the comment declaration of Greg Crossley filed temporary restraining order. Okay, let me go down. Proof of personal service, motion for rehearing information filed. That was done on 2009. Okay. All right. Motion for rehearing. All right. For Rosalind Knight. Okay. Well, guys, this is just a little snippet of discussion here. It's a known fact. It appears that this lady has a history of harassing people. Has a history of harassing people. And let me tell you where you can find this information, guys. That way you can retrieve this information up on your own and pull it up and dissect it and research it, okay? So bear with me for just a sec. I'm going to tell you exactly where it is so you can go find it. Okay? What I see here, okay, you can go to www.cc, the middle hyphen, court, courts.org. And this is in Superior Court of California. All right, guys? So go there and pull that up. Go there and pull that information up. Is it Contra Costa County Circuit Court? Okay, guys? And you pull up Crossley versus Knight trial. That was a trial, okay? You can see those that were involved, the parties that were involved, whether it's the defendant or plaintiff. This is public information. Public information. So I say to you, that information is available to the public, guys, okay? Now, I think Shonda shared a little snip of it in her community tab, okay? So, from that, people can retrieve. They can dissect that stuff. They can open that up. See, you got your little page. I'm talking about the Roz and the Roz squad. You have your page. You got your little clique. You're running around here tagging up with people, trying to bring Latrice down and being a thorn in her heel for several months. Okay. Not only that, you're wreaking havoc with other people. I heard about Chrissy. I heard about Miss Vieta. Okay. All these people that you seem to be bitter towards. I'm talking about Roz. It appears to me that she's really bitter, and she really has this mentality that she, the big bad wolf, or the wicked witch of the West. Okay, you can be found out just like anybody else. I say, stop harassing people. It's a known fact. If this person is you, Rosalind Knight, you have a history of harassing people. You have a history of being a thorn to people. And it's so bad that, I don't want to say this because this may come off as being mean, but I tell you, leave people alone. Okay. And don't cry wolf, now that people are starting to find you out. Now that you have people in your circle that you think that are your best buddies, you're being reported on. Okay. Just because you got so many followers, that don't mean that everybody's in your is on your side. You see? Yeah. I'm gonna go to over here. Let me get some people to see if I can get some people to join me on this live. How you doing, Mrs. How you doing, Miss Keisha Mintz? I do apologize. I was trying to get this thing off the ground. I was trying to get this document so you got the receipts so you can see it for your own eyes. It ain't nothing about me. You know, I want you to be able to have a visual so you could follow along with me. But guess what? I gave you guys the website. So you guys take your time with it. Go to that website and pull that information up. Okay? Okay? I'm going to tell you what the website is again. It's www.cc-courts.org. And you pull up the name Rosalind Knight. Rosalind Knight, Knight. So that's a case against Knight versus Crosby. You pull that information up and you retrieve that and look that up yourself. Always be able to go check things out yourself. You know what I'm saying? All right. I do apologize that I didn't get on a little bit early. I was trying to get you guys some information, but instead, what best way to do it than you looking at it yourself? Okay, guys. Miss Jacqueline Jones, how are you? Hello, everyone. How are you? Okay. Yes. Miss Mintz, how are you doing, darling? Yeah. When you're out here trying to be the big bad wolf, guess what? People can find out about her too. And she got this what sister circle or what they call it, the snitch circle. I don't know what they call it. Is it snitch circle or the sister circle? Whatever circle it is, it ain't tight. There's a break in that circle. That's right. And I don't know. It looked like she was possibly talking about the little clique she been hanging with. I don't know. Did she say something about Coco and then pretending to be his friend? I mean, I don't know. I got to go back and read that. I need somebody to talk to me now. I need y'all to come on board and talk to me. We got trick no good. You said, how deep did I dig, sis? Okay. All right. Then you got Carol Ann. You say, yes, it is public. Miss Anna. That's right. It's public. So it ain't nothing that can't be pulled up. But y'all, I want y'all to pull that up yourself and find out. And I wanted to put it in here, but somehow, I don't know. But I'd like to get someone on to join me if they heard anything about that, anything about this particular case, Rosalind Knight versus Crosby. Anybody know anything? How you doing, Miss Jones? How you doing, Miss Jones? How are you doing, Miss Jones? Krista, what you say? You say you saw those cases long ago. I was called on kinds of crazy. It's public info. Yeah, it is. It's public info. Public info. And I just wanted to actually see for myself if there's a case in her past history from where she was from, with California, okay, that she, got some issues with harassment. So I can see the same trending behavior, the way she follows Latrice and the way she, day in, day out follows her. That's what it looked like to me. And cause problem with her. So I can see the same trending behavior. Okay? I can see the same trending. Hello, Miss Bucks. How are you? How you doing, Miss Bucks? Did you see the link? Would you like to join? I think Miss Bucks is here. I don't know if she's still sitting in, but you're more than happy to join. Is Miss Darlene available? How you doing, Miss Vieta? How you doing? How you doing, my darling? Thank you for chiming in with us. Ms. Vieta, would you like to join? Do you see the link? Because I think I wanted to ask you a question about this document, this case. Maybe you probably know a little bit more on it as well. How you doing, Crystal? Crystal, yes. Who is Greg? That's a good question. Right now, obviously, Greg is the person that filed a case against her. Greg is the guy, which is his last name is Crosby. He must have had some issues with that family, with Rosalind. Okay? There must have been some issues going on there. Therefore, he had to go pro se. Pro se means that he had to file a case on his own in court to try to retrieve a restraining order to get stop being harassed by Rosalind and her crew. Oh, she had a crew with her. She had a crew, just like she had a crew now, a clique of people that follow her while she continue to harass people. A clique of people that follow her while she appears to me setting up a hate group. That's what it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get everybody to hate Latrice. That's what it looked like to me now. That's what it looks like. Okay, guys? That's what it looks like. That's right, guys. It looks like pure hate. It looks like vindictive ways. I don't understand why this woman in a total different state. When I say woman, I'm talking about Latrice. But we got somebody that want to join. Hold on, guys. Hold on. How you doing, my dear? Let me minimize this thing here. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
You doing beautiful. It's so
I'm
good to see
good.
you.
I saw that what you have in your chat about Roz.
Right.
I had seen that, but I wasn't sure if that was her or not.
And that's why I looked at the case. I saw Shonda a community tab, and I think something was shared within her community, and certain information was bleeped out. But I'm a connoisseur when it comes to things like that. I can pull things and retrieve things. But as it looks like, it says Greg Crosley and Rosalind Knight. I think that's her. I think
Well,
that's
I
her.
had seen it about 2 weeks ago, but I just wasn't sure if it was her or not.
Yeah.
But I want to say something about, I'm trying to get this down. I want to say something about that circle. That circle is going to get her in so much trouble. I just got a text today after the live last night where she was talking about me in the circle.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And
it actually was people in her chat that were talking. And if I had the other phone, I could pull it up and actually tell you the names of the people who said it, what time, and everything. She is going to get it because it seems to me like they're setting her up and she's using them to go out and do things and say things. It's a two-way street going on there.
Right.
They're using each other.
That's right. That's right. It appears she might be setting her own self up. See, she wants people to find favor in her as she do her dirty work. But see, everybody ain't like that. People are not vindictive. See what I'm saying? Conniving. This is what I see. They can people, why you say this is what I see. And it's sad that she won't stop. And it's a pattern that she does. It's a pattern with her.
Yeah. And she just goes from one person to the other. She's over there messing with Tea Time. And then when I did my first video on Tea Time, she came after me. And then she stopped after I came back after her. But what she does with me now, she goes in that little private group, not knowing that every time she does, I get the texts from the private group.
And what is that all about anyway? What's
it's
so
supposed to be motivational, but what it actually is a little cult. She has a hate group going on over there. And they talk about everybody. They talk about Lele, they talk about Coco, and then she had the nerves to ask Lele to come in and join the group this morning. So I'm saying, how can you do that unless you go back and erase that stuff that was said about them? It's crazy.
Wait a minute. She said, what was she doing? Spitting venom? What did she talk ill against them or something? Now she wants them to join.
Actually, it wasn't her. It was somebody in the chat who was talking ill, but she didn't deny it or she didn't say we're not going to talk about them. They talk about anything and everything in that private group. That's why it's private. It's supposed to be a motivational group for women, which would be a great thing. But she's allowed so many people into that group. She's got 1,000-some people in that group. 1,000 Black women are not going to keep their mouth closed. And you're never going to find out who it is.
My thing about motivational speaker or motivational encouragement need to be coming from someone that does not always keep up gossip going. What I mean by that, keeping up wreaking havoc for other people. If she always harassing these other people, I don't know how motivation that could be. I mean,
it's not motivation at all. She is draining the life out of her and those women over there when she could be taking it and talking about positive things like those are young women. She could be telling them how to go out and buy a home, buy a car, the different types of VA loan, FHA loan, something, or go get somebody into the group that if she didn't know, that did know that information. But she's
So,
not telling them anything to motivate them. Nothing.
so my question would be, how is it that she can create this private group? What is it that they are from her channel member? I'm just wondering
Yes,
how okay,
they
so they
have to
must
be a member of her channel. And then she let a lot of people in, but she thought those people were the mold in the group, or if they were visiting another page, then they automatically got deleted according to what the people in the chat said. If the people said that I was on her page and on another page, and they saw anything that I said, whether it was against her or not, oh, she be visiting this page. If it's a page that she does not like, then they
yeah.
automatically get deleted.
Okay, we got some. Hold on, we got chopping it up. Somebody coming in. I don't know. Let me add this stream here. I think it's Roz. Hold on.
Well, I'm getting off. I don't want to be bothered with her.
Hold on. Just don't go. Hello, man. Ask who's on the line.
Roz, chopping it up with Roz.
Okay, Roz has joined us. Why, Vieta, you jumped off? Why you didn't
It's
stay on?
okay. She's listening. It's okay. Miss
Okay, how you
Patricia, I
doing?
wanted to talk to you.
Okay.
You have in the respectfulest way possible, right? Um, you guys talk about me a lot, and I listen and I hear all the negative things that you guys are saying, but yet you guys have a problem with my conversations that I have on my page, right? Is no different from what you guys are doing now. The information that you guys have is false information. Court documents. I've never been to jail. I've never even sat in the back of a police car. I have been in and out of the courtroom under mock trials. My daughter is an attorney. It's different paperwork, but I've never been convicted or accused of any type of harassment. So I want you guys to dig deeper in those cases and look at the outcomes, because at this point it's just false information. Um, and then you guys talk about the sister circle being a hate group. There's some people that came in there with ill intentions. I will admit to that. But I block those people. I delete those people as I see those people, right?
Okay.
Um, I wanted to add women in there so that I can open up and be more personal with the people that watch me, right? That was my goal. But I
Okay.
see a lot of people were so interested that I cannot be vulnerable because people want to take information and try to twist my words and use it against me. Um, and like I said, this is the internet. People are digging, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel. I asked Lele to join the group so that she could see for herself. When
All right.
people try to, and now I have the group restricted, that I have to approve every post that come into that sister circle. So when Miss Vieta said somebody was talking ill about her, that's not true. I don't allow it because Facebook will take your page. They're not as lenient as YouTube, right? YouTube kind of lets you get away with a lot more than Facebook. Facebook monitor groups as well.
Okay.
So I just wanted to come on here and clear it up because it's just not true.
Okay.
Shonda them is trying to come at me in any way to get me to respond. I'm human. Sometimes I go just as low as them, I would admit. But the reason why I speak on Miss Latrice is because I have my opinion about her. I'm not going to put out anything that can be held against me as defamation of character. My daughter has already told me what I can and cannot say. I'm not trying to be in the courtroom with lawsuits. When I got the information, and it may be distasteful to you guys, right? But it is what it is, Miss Patricia. These are things that I didn't think that all this was going to come to light when I start analyzing her behavior. When I saw an adult woman talk so explicit around her minor children. In my opinion, it was disgusting. You guys may think different, and I can respect how everybody feel, right? But this is what I decided to do. This is why I created a platform. I didn't come and say, come do this with me, come be on my side. I'm willing to stand alone because I'm just calling a thing, right? So I just want to come on here and try to clear that up to you guys, because even in your comments, people will call me names, they will say all this stuff, and then if I go low right with them, it's a whole conversation about me, but it's kind of like no one on YouTube that's talking about others can really point at me and say I'm so god awful wrong, because I got about 10 people doing the same thing to me, which is fine. I just
Well,
decided to join your live because this is like the third time somebody has said, go watch this channel. She's talking about you. I don't know how many times I've been the topic of your discussion, and it's okay. I'm not upset about that. I just like to, when you guys start talking about legal documents and saying that I've been in jail and saying that I have a history of harassment and bullying, that's just not true. And
but
when
let
you
me flip.
say it, you would have to be able to follow it up with something factual if I was to ever pursue this in a court of law, which I don't think that I have time for all that. But at the same time, that's an option that I have at in my hands if I chose to do so. Right. So I
Well,
hope
for
you understand, and I hope
well,
I cleared up some stuff for you.
you absolutely did. For starters, I want to thank you for joining my live. I appreciate you coming on board, and I thank
Okay.
you for explaining your side of the story. What I want to make clear is I never said you were in jail. What I stated was a particular document can be retrieved and
Mm-hmm.
identified the names that were on the document, which is public information. Now,
Mm-hmm.
it is a closed case, and it was many years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
when I saw what I saw on YouTube, I'm the type of person I kind of do my research on it. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you talked about your circle, that you kind of got it where that anybody, nobody, a lot of people can't get in there so easily. Well, I will commend you on that if you feel that there's a breach somewhere. Now,
Yeah.
if somebody, if you're okay, somebody in the background that you need to get to.
No, 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 no. I was agreeing with you. I said, yeah, it is. Like people come to that group to be very malicious, like
Yeah. So
to get it
if you got a
removed.
circle and you're encouraging people to do the right thing, I commend you on that. See, that's what I'm all about. I'm all about positive and constructive things. I was noticing some things when I did see you in the past several months ago. I did kind of watch your channel. And when I saw about how I guess you said there were some things about trees that you didn't like, and you had the right to speak about it. That's why you have your own platform.
Mm-hmm.
And when I noticed some things, I did notice that you were tagging in on some of these other creators. What you say? What's this young lady on Facebook? I can't think of that woman name. But anyway, you were seeing to me you were bouncing around, and it drew some concern. I was very
Okay.
sympathetic with you about your son. I want to tell you I'm sorry about what happened to you because that's very tragic, and I'm sorry that you had to experience that. However, I
Mm-hmm.
was just
Thank you.
saying, yes, I was just seeing a lot of things that were going on that was distasteful. And it was questionable to me, and I was saying,
Mm-hmm.
well, from the outward looking in, we can be judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can have a judgmental spirit, the way you get to know people. But when I saw that, I see certain things that were just questionable that I had to speak about. So I'm
Okay.
glad you were able to come to the forefront. We can talk about things like this. But
Yeah.
I do see a lot of things out there. So I don't know. We're not perfect. We're not perfect, but they just seem to be questionable. So I don't know. I don't know you as a person. I just know what I saw, and I just question that.
Yeah. And the reason why you saw me bouncing around from people to people is because I'm like this. I've made mistakes in my life. I'm far from perfect, right? I never claimed to be perfect. I just said at 49, I've been through some things so I can give out information that can prevent other single mothers from making some similar mistakes. So you'll notice that I'll give my opinion and I'll
Mhm.
tell people to take it or leave it. And when I see Muffin or Kwani or anybody on their platform displaying distasteful behavior in front of their children, I just make it a topic, and then I also give a lesson at the end of it what they can do different. A lot of people get offended and they feel insulted. And I'm like, okay, that wasn't my goal to insult you, but I can understand, having somebody else tell you what to do, or that whole thing about not wanting to take constructive criticism, because I'm open to it. This is why I was able to join you and kind of like enlighten you on my mission, right? So you will see
Okay.
me jump around, but it is just to tell people, listen, if you could do this different, if I could have went back and did things different instead of learning and going through the mistakes I went through, I would have
Roz,
been open for that, right?
Miss Vetta wants to join. Can you hold for just a second?
Yes, but Miss Vietta's,
Vieta.
I mean, it's your platform, but I just think that Miss Vietta has a negative um, thing over me. So if she wants to join, that's fine. But I'll hang up before I have to get disrespectful, okay? Because I'm
Okay,
human.
we're not gonna be disrespectful on the platform. So I'm
Okay,
on.
no
Let's
way
be
around. Let's everybody be kind.
or at least be able to voice your opinion. We may not always agree because there be some things. Hold on for a second.
Okay.
Hold on, Miss Vieta. Roz is on the line. What we were trying to do, sit back and talk about the dislikes and the things that we have concerns about. And it's okay to be able to sit down, because I've been sitting down at tables with people before, and people may not agree with me. However, we seem to be able to come to a meeting of the mind to be able to have a mature conversation. So
Yes.
Roz is on the line. She was telling me about the different things that how people may perceive her, and then how she have a platform, and she just talked about some things that she's calling out herself. So, Ms. Vieira, you have anything you want to say about
Well,
what's going on here?
I just wanted to say this to you, Ross, that I had never done anything to you. And what upset me is when you took the video that I made and you went and you said a lot of things about me that weren't true. You made fun of me and my family. You talked about me and my family, and I didn't like that. I had no problems with you before then.
Okay. Look, let me explain something to you, Miss Vieta. You went on Chrissy's live, right? In my opinion, I stated in a video, the very first video I ever spoke of you, because I come across a lot of people. So I don't always remember names, right? You said you was there when my son passed away. It was so many people there, Miss Vieta, I did not recognize who you were, right? So when you went on Chrissy Live and did that video, I had an opinion about it that you didn't care for. I still stand on how I felt. I was just saying that why publicly humiliate him if if your intentions were good, right? And Chrissy took upon herself to have you there. So I just simply made a video out of it. And then you guys were insulted by what I had to say. So you went back on her live again. And that's where things kind of got really negative, because I'm human. And if somebody says something, take my video out of content and have something negative to say about me, I just explained to Miss Patricia, I will meet you where you are, especially in the heat of the moment, right? I like to make jokes. So I was like, where is Sam? You got offended about a lot of things, but you got to look at the order of things that's happening. I didn't go on my initial video and attack you. I just said that I thought it was wrong of you, and this is only my opinion, for you to go publicly and try to humiliate him after you decided to help him. I think that was something between, it's just my opinion. I mean, it could be whatever with you, but I felt like being a older woman, a mature woman, somebody that we all could look up to, I felt like that wasn't right to go on there and tell the world what you have been doing for him. You know, a lot of people will accept gifts, but they don't want to accept it with the conditions of people will know what I accepted if things ever go left. So I talked about things on how I felt, and you could disagree with it, but it wasn't a reason for you to attack me or to say negative, really negative things. So once you went back on Chrissy's channel, it got out of hand because, again, I can meet people exactly where they are. So that's where I think things went left. And then when you was on Shonda panel, my right hand up to God. I didn't recognize you. I'm not good at meeting a lot of people and being able to call everybody who they are. It takes me some time to get to know who people are. That was no disrespect. You jumped into a conversation. Shonda them is really rude to me, right? And I will never go on her platform again. My whole point for talking to her is to just say, don't steal my work. If I put up a video and one of them take my videos, that's taken away from my platform, right? So that's all I wanted to tell her, but they was disrespectful. And then you jumped up all up in the air, and I met you where you were because I felt attacked. And my whole goal was just to tell her, if you steal my videos, I will strike your channel. I had no intentions to talk to all the people that I talked to that night. And I've never went back over there because it's no talking to people that just have a negative outlook on who you is. This is why I decided to come over to Patricia, because I felt like I can have a calm conversation and just be able to really enlighten everybody on who I am and what I'm about. So
Okay. Well,
And
Ross,
if I did say things wrong because I was raised right, Miss Vieta, I'm gonna publicly apologize to you because in the heat of the moment, my mouth can get bad. Like I know this, but my grandmother did not raise me to disrespect anybody older than me, right? So I apologize to you.
I thank you for your apology. Now, may I reiterate on what you just said?
Yes.
Okay. It started off wrong to me because it was between me and Coco. It
Mhm.
had nothing to do with you. I can understand if you want to do a reaction on it, but the reaction you did was poking fun at me and my family. You said you didn't believe me. Where is Sam? It was all like making me look like I was lying. I was fake. I was phony. Um, you didn't know me. You didn't try to do an interview with me. You came on and you attacked my character. And that's what upset me with you because I could have not have gone on there and not known anything about you other than you a content creator and you live in California and you have 4 children and three alive children. I couldn't do that to you. And it
mhm,
actually made me upset because I felt like you just kept on. And then when I started getting things from that private circle that was
mhm,
being said in the private circle, I was like, I thought this was supposed to be a motivational group. And that's where it went wrong for me. It had nothing
Okay.
to do with Shonda Thought's platform because when I went on Shonda Thought's platform that night, it wasn't to address you at all. It was to talk about the difference in the YouTube channels and the Facebook channels and how we're conducting ourselves out there. I had
mhm,
no idea you were even coming on, but it was how you pulled up. And when you said to me, you talked about all of us. When you pulled up, you called all of us on the panel a B. Then you said something about Mammy. My mother is deceased from cancer. I had already said that on a live. She passed in 1999 of cancer. Then
mhm,
when, I mean, that kind of heated me, but if you notice on the video, I never said anything to you. I just kind of sit there for a long time. And you and Blessed were going back and forth, not me. I wasn't
mhm,
saying anything. What got to me is it really pissed me off, to be honest. when you said you're not going to get 10,000 views on this video from me. And I'm thinking, you got 16,000 views from me on a video. And most of the stuff you said about me was either poking fun or it wasn't true. And that's what upset me with you.
Okay. Well, I apologize. I just was doing a reaction. I did not know you personally. I felt like it was embarrassing to Coco. So I wanted to be an alliance and stand up and say, this is my thoughts and opinion. So if I poked fun at you, like I said, I was raised better than that. And I apologize for that. And if you want to join my group so that you can see for yourself, because I look at the group all day, every day, Miss Vieta, I don't see your name. I monitor every post. I've been monitoring posts for the last 30 days because I noticed the people that was not for me and not for what I was trying to accomplish was putting things in there that was not acceptable, right? So I put up I added a protection to the page and now I monitor everything that they put up. So if somebody puts something in there of you, I have not seen it. And I've been looking. But I do have a moderator that accepts things. Sharita moderates for me. And they can accept things just as well as me. I've been busy packing to take my grandkids to Disneyland. So I've been kind of on and off today. You know, this is why I'm not on the camera because I'm just at home comfortable, right? So, like I said, publicly to you, Miss Vieta, because I think we kind of got off on the wrong foot, and I think that I played a big part of that, right? I'll own up to my accountabilities and what I added to the equation because that's who I am. Um, and so I'm
Well,
just sorry about it all. But if you want to be in the group so you can see for yourself, you're more than welcome. Just like I told Lele, she was welcome to join the group because I don't accept hate speech. I know people are talking about certain things about Treese because it was some things that I didn't know I was going to find out. I just thought that she was a distasteful mother, in my opinion, right? So I will watch her and I would do videos on some of the stuff that she posted. So it just got so far out of hand because now all this other stuff is coming out and it's recordings. And I'm just like, I can't believe it. So going back into my protective mode, I said, I'm going to report this person. I'm going to let people know exactly who she is. I have said that many of times, and I'm not swayed from that. But everybody else is coming to the picture, either by accident with you, like because I think this was just an accident. I think that I was wrong. I could have addressed what I felt differently about you from the beginning. You know,
Well,
um,
this is a good segue into what I want to say. I'm glad that you ladies were able to have that discussion about the differences and what you guys were not aware of, and be able to talk about what your expressions are and how it made you feel. So that's good. It's good to talk about that. And that
yes.
segue, the tree segue, is a great segue. I wanted to lead to that. My question to you, Roz, Tree's got many followers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm one of her followers. And
Mm-hmm.
I do remember in the past when I was coming up as a YouTuber, she gave me a shout out, didn't know me from Adam. And that stuck with me. I know
Uh-huh.
we have many flaws, guys. We all can work on some things that we're not kind of too proud of. However, I think that I really do think that deep down that she's a good person at heart. So it kind of behooves me. I was concerned the fact that it seems as though I don't know whether it to me it seemed like it was a lot of distaste for Latrice that I saw
Mm-hmm.
in you, and it was concerning to me. It was like
Mm-hmm.
an ongoing battle. I don't know. It seemed like at first that you were really, I don't know, seemed like you were angry with her for something. I don't know. And then at some point, she came out and started talking about, okay, hey, enough is enough. She might not have used those words, but it made me see that she was feeling some kind of way about your video and your response to her. So I
Mm-hmm.
was my question to you. Is it something about trees that you really, really just just irks you, the reason why you continue to make, for me, what it appears to me, your videos about you, it's like a lot, like a nonstop. And I'm just
Mm-hmm.
wondering, is it because you're angry about something? Because sometimes people take their anger out on people that has
Yeah.
nothing to do with what's going on. That's all I'm just saying.
Okay, so let me explain the reason why I talk about Latrice. I started off telling her that this relationship she was in with Coco, this man was not interested in her, right? This is how I started. Because I used to watch her when she was struggling with her kids and she was, seeming to be, putting her children first. When she got with Coco, I said, this is not right. Like, those kids seem like they are being put on the back burner. So I started off giving her advice about being in an unhealthy relationship. Trees got upset with me about me talking about the unhealthy relationship because I've been in unhealthy relationships and I'm like 11 years older than her. And I could just tell by his body language that he was not interested in her the way that she was, trying to be interested in him. So it started off kind. I was giving my advice. Trees went online while she was still in a relationship with Coco, and she talked about me like a dog. Like she said some horrible things about me, right? So after her and Coco broke up and Coco started going live, because I don't do YouTube and Facebook every single day. I used to do it 3, 4 days because I was still working at the time when I first started. And now I'm on bereavement extended disability right now. So I have a lot more time on my hands, right? So things just kind of spiraled. When she addressed me the way that she did, I came back and I addressed her. Then she come back and she'll say something because she didn't say anything for a while. But when she did say something, she hit below the belt. She went too far, with what she had to say because we all know Trees probably doesn't know how to use her words, but she went into attack mode and threatening mode and all this stuff, right? And my son was still alive at this time, right? So moving forward, I continued to, talk about what she did in front of the kids that day, what she could have done different. And it just became every other day, every 3 days, I would make a video after watching her and I would have an opinion on it, right? Then after
Okay.
my son, this is where the gloves came off, right? My son was not deceased for a whole 7 days. And she went on her live and she said, the reason why my son died is because of my behavior towards her, and it was my karma. So at that point, I took my gloves off. And I'm just like, I'm gonna talk about you every chance I get. How dare you? I'm planning a funeral, and you're gonna tell me that my son, you don't believe in God enough to know that you don't come into this world a second too soon. You don't leave this world a second too early. If it's your time, it's your time. It was nothing I could do. It was nothing anybody could do to say that that wasn't Myron's time to go because I have a strong belief in God as well. So that this is what's getting me through as a mother, right? And for her to go on there and talk about that, the same thing she did with um India's sister. Like she doesn't have a filter and she doesn't know that when you're in the midst of grieving, I'm 5 months in, I'm still grieving. She said some horrible things about my son. So she made it personal between me and her. I didn't know all this information was going to come out about the children, right? Because everybody say I talk bad about the kids. I reference to the kids in reflection of her mother, of reflection of her parenting. I never directly say anything ill. This lady has talked about my grandkids are ugly and funny looking. She has talked about sleeping with my 23-year-old and she has talked about my daughter's career as an attorney. She has actually said things verbatim about my children. And I still hold my composure and I say, these kids are, with a mom that doesn't practice, putting them first and being selfless. And those are the things that I'm trying to point out, right? Now we have all this other stuff that then came out because Courtney wrote a message, and he wanted to get in touch with me because somebody had said, hey, Courtney's graduating, you know, he don't have anybody. Can we come together and, you know, like send donations? And I said, if you guys, the Ross Squad Sister Circle, you guys want to do it, I'll support it, right? It was never my idea. But when he wrote he wanted to talk to me, people thought that I was trying to be malicious. I have yet to talk to her son out of respect for my own children, out of who I am as a person. I refuse to have a conversation because it's a lot of stuff going on. And in my work field, I have to be careful, you know, about what I do and what lines I cross. So I never spoke with Courtney. He spoke with Sharita, and he broke down because Treese was making that video calling him demons and wanting PJ to put him out. And he broke down crying and said some things to Sharita that blew my mind, right? So you know, being that the gloves are off with me and Treese, I said, I'm gonna enlighten the world about her. And I'm going to encourage Sharita to go to the police. I'm going to encourage her to report it because I tell everybody, I'm mandated to report things. I don't care if I hear it or see it. I'm mandated. But since Sharita sent me the docket numbers, the police report, the case number, I could verify that she did exactly what she needed to do.
Well, let me say this, Ross. When that happens, let me share something with you. When that happens, the response may be, see, it'll be a back and forth. It'll be a back and forth. But
Yeah.
Mama, I'm wondering, will it ever end? You know what I'm saying? Or will it become so bad that somebody at that point may get hurt some kind of way? What I mean by that, it seems extreme to me. It seems like it can get to a point where somebody can get so angry that somebody may come after somebody and try to hurt someone. And I'm just wondering, when can someone be the bigger person? Can say, okay, well, I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step back and I'm gonna redirect this, because to me it appears that you have a large following, and it appears that you're starting a sister circle, and that seems like that can be something positive. I know we are a reaction channel. We respond to things that we see out here in the media, and being that you have somewhat of a decent following, I'm just wondering if it can be redirected other than Latrice, because I feel that you got a gift. You got a gift to be able to reach a lot of people. That's why you got a team of people right now. You got a gift that you can look out in the world and talk about a lot of different things and come up with stories and report every other day about something different and new and refreshing. So when you start driving home on one particular person nonstop, that creates something. You know what I'm saying? That can stir up a dislike, a disdain, a resentment. So I'm just wondering about that, because you got to get, and so a lot of us do with this reaction. And I'm saying, like, I see other reaction channel, they talk about other things that are going on, not just one person. Because then when you talk about one person, then that turns into something that sounds like something else to me. Then.
Well, eventually, I'll tell you guys, I will move on. I feel like the reason why I stayed on Latrice so tough is because certain things was going to come to light and God was going to use me. I never even expected it to be all this, you know, about the new allegations that's surfacing, right? I never expected it. I never even thought of it. I just thought maybe, you know, she said inappropriate things. I didn't know that it was to this extent. So I'm just going to promise you guys that eventually, because I do a lot of things, I do have a lot to bring to my platform that I have not even begun, you know, talking about. So I'll let you guys know eventually it's going to be left alone on my part, but I'm just going to follow this right here. I'm gonna see it through, and then I'll move on, you know.
And one more other thing I want to share with you. When we talked about the children, I was really floored of some of the stuff I heard some of us adults spoke about these children. And these children they are minors, and the things that we talk about and say as if they're adults or something, it just floored me. Like some of the things that Coco stated, it blew my mind. It blew
Yeah.
my mind about these acts that the children committed, or the adults committing these acts on these children. And if you were there knowing all of that, you just as guilty as anybody else. I'm not saying that
No.
happened,
Yeah, no,
but
I just found
man,
out
we have
this
to.
information on Thursday, and I can
Mhm,
only hold the accountability for me, right?
right.
What comes out of Coco mouth and what comes out of anybody else's mouth, I can't be responsible for that because I can't predict what they're gonna say, right?
Mhm,
But I can be held accountable for the things that I'm saying. And this is why when I speak of the kids, it's indirect of her parenting. It's never I think when she talked about my son and how he was murdered, I think I lost my cool and exposed the fact that I had documents sent to me about certain acts. And then she went on there and she confirmed it and tried to, and made excuses for it and even called it normal behavior, right? So we talked about that for a few weeks. Eventually, I will move on because I don't have any hatred for her, although she's done things to me. In order for me to walk lightly and not carry around any other heavy loads outside of the load that I carry, missing my son daily, right? I
mhm.
I I really released myself of that. So I said, this is where I'm at. This is what was given to me. I've listened to the recording. I've heard the hurt in this young man's voice. I did my due diligence as a human, as a citizen. I did my due diligence to, put the information out there. And eventually, once I see this through, it'll be over. And I'll move on to doing vases, or I'll move on to showing people how I decorate my house and what my daughters do, like what my girls are doing, what my son is into. Like, I have so much to give
Or, or
people,
any other
hope.
content creator that you may see. I can go out here and look at something and talk about what's going on in the news and share my
Yeah.
viewpoint. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing
No,
wrong with that.
but it
Um,
won't go on forever. I just wanted to come on here and kind of
Ross,
clear the air.
Ross,
Uh-huh.
can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay.
can
I
I say
didn't
this?
finish.
Do you guys know ex Licia? Anybody know familiar with this person? They're trying to
Who?
chime in. Start with an
Who is
X
it?
Y XYLICIA. They're
I
Mm-mm.
wanting
don't.
to.
Sybil? I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, Ross,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I just wanted to say that I did receive a text from your sister circle today. So
Mm-hmm.
something was said about me after the live last night. And I
Okay.
don't have my other phone where I could pull it up and tell you the exact names of the people who were talking about me, but I
Okay.
do have it in this phone.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm gonna go find it, Miss Vieta, and I'm gonna delete it because I've been deleting people left and right because I know that in the sister circle it is a lot of self-like people that come from a place of love. I don't see any reason why they would talk negative. They probably would have an opinion about something that was said, or they'll spark up a conversation. Oh, well, did y'all hear what Miss Vieta said? And then people will chime
it
in.
wasn't like
But if
that. It
they're
wasn't,
talking down on you,
it
then
was.
I'm gonna delete the person out of my
I mean,
group
it was
because I haven't
basically
seen
I
it.
needed to sit my old self down and I'm too loud and it was just picking.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
think that's coming from a place because of how you addressed me in the live that you did on me.
Well, I hope they listen to this live because, like I said, I'm taking accountability for my actions. I have made it a public apology on Patricia's platform to you, and I will go in the sister circle and enlighten everybody as well. But people are going to have opinions. But like I said, if you want to come for yourself and see the sister circle up close and personal,
I
I
don't,
esteem.
I appreciate it, but I don't feel comfortable in that circle now because I've seen too many comments in your regular chat about
Mm-hmm.
me after you
Mm-hmm.
did the video. I remember a couple of people in there, Monica Clay. I know you and her are very close. She used
Yes.
to be on Chris's platform. I really
Mm-hmm.
like Monica. Monica lives in Houston like I do. I've never said anything to her, but one thing I asked her if she used to come to my beauty shop because she had the same last name and first name as a client of mine. She said, no, that's the only thing we've ever said, but she made a very negative comment about me. And it's the way you addressed it that caused people to say things which they probably never would have said had you not addressed the situation like you did when you made the video.
Okay, I can understand that, and I can see that being the case.
Well,
And
I
if
want to
it is
say,
the case, I hope they're listening now, because I don't have I'm not raised like that. Like, I made a video, it kind of spiraled. You was offended, you was upset, you said some things, and I think after the Shonda video, things just really went haywire between us, because I asked you on that video, who are you? I really did not recognize you. I didn't know who Blessing Alexander was, but I know that she used to be a big supporter of mine, and I'm clueless to what happened with her. So yeah, I think that if they listen to this conversation and I reiterate it in my group, I think that people will kind of fall back and understand that I was just kind of being catty, disrespectful. That's not who I am. So hopefully you won't have to hear any other negative things about you, because people will take and run with things, and try to pick sides. And I don't know, Miss Vieta, I could just go on and on and on. But even if you weren't comfortable to post, I just invite people just so that you could see, for yourself, because some people will try to keep stuff going. I know that some supporters can be the biggest agitators. I say that very lightly, because they will screenshot and send things and doctor things and just to keep things going. So sometimes you have to see it for yourself to get the full picture of instead of letting someone send you something, because you don't know where they cut it off, where they started it, where it just be like ultra stuff. I even have to be mindful for that as well.
It was just things that was said in the video that could have affected my marriage. It could have affected my family had I not called them in and talked to my daughter, because she saw it and she was pretty upset about it. You calling her mama a sugar mama, and not knowing what type of relationship me and my husband had. You didn't know if he was a jealous man or a man that would come in and start abusing me because you said that out in front of millions of people. And
well,
it could have caused a lot of problems in my family, but my family, in fact, wrapped around me because of what was said about me and about him. And then when you came back and you said, you laughed about my son being in Ukraine and he's over there, he was at the time fighting a war.
I didn't laugh. I made a statement. I said,
you laughed,
if my
Rob.
son was in
Look
Ukraine,
at the
the
video.
last
Look
place
at the
I would
video.
be, I said, but my boys would never be there. And people think I'm laughing at you. I could be saying something that's coming out of my mouth that just sound funny. So I'll bust out laughing, but I'm just on how I'm wording things. It tickles me. But that was my thing
I just
when
don't
you
think
said
that should
that.
have been mentioned at all, because that's the
Well,
very
you
thing you
guys
said.
mentioned it. You mentioned it on
But I
somebody's
mean,
channel.
why would you take it and mention it?
I just
well,
said,
let
this
me
was
say
my
this.
advice. I
Let
said,
me,
if my child was in Ukraine fighting a war, which my boys would never do because I don't believe in war, and that's just my prerogative, right? I said, the last thing I'll do is be online going back and forth with people. And I said something else to that effect, but that was the point that I was trying to make.
But
well, let
Rod,
me,
in his
I
case,
wanted, excuse me, y'all. I wanted to let that other speaker that came on, they dropped off. Um,
Oh,
so my question is, Roz, now I heard you mention about, who's it, Sharita, and something,
Sharita.
Sharita, she'll be
Mm-hmm.
providing information and then you're going to do something. Uh, Now, Rob, that may turn into something else. It's like for every action, there's a reaction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we were saying, at some point, we should stop. If we want to make peace and move forward so we can grow, because I do think sometimes we can be our own worst enemies. we can hinder our growth by being stagnated.
And you
And then, go ahead.
And you know what? I only play defense. I'm not going to play offense. If Trees cannot contain herself and she wants to take this farther, then I'll be within my rights to defend myself. I'm not really too much worried about, I have a lot of self control. I can tell you, I'm not coming to Georgia to attack anybody, insult anybody. Um, I'm just not that person. But if she wants to be malicious and try to cause harm towards me, then I'm going to defend myself to the fullest extent, whatever it has to be, and people may not understand that. And I know that you guys are saying, let it go before it can be something big. I say, Trees can practice self-control and not get herself in trouble or not get herself hurt or not try to hurt others. But, like I said, I'm going to follow this situation through. I'm actually going to come online tomorrow. I have 3 promotions to do, and I want to give my audience an update on where things are in the process of this because I've already put it out there. So, Miss Patricia, with all due respect, I know everybody probably don't understand it, but all she has to do is practice self-control and use her words. If she wants to go any further than that, I hope it will be to the court, to the police. But if she comes to seek harm, I'm going to defend myself.
Well, I wasn't insinuating that she's going to come your way to seek, try to do anything to you. I was just
Yeah.
saying that it would some things escalate beyond, and sometimes we could have really kind of prevented things like that because when you respond to things, and if it's not favorable, when that give other people room for to prepare their platform a certain way and respond, and that's how
And
it
that's
just
fine.
they
That's
keep that
fine.
going.
I
That
just
keeps that
say
going.
tell the truth. Like I get on here and I say exactly what Trees did and what she could have did different, or what, in my opinion, better. Right? If people want to get on here and bash me till they blue in the face, that doesn't bother me. But when people are trying to spread false accusations about things, then I say let me come and try to correct this, or let me come try to explain this, because I'm a law-abiding citizen. My daughter has a reputation to uphold. I do a lot of counseling back and forth with her. She looks at a lot of the videos that's going on. She, looks at my videos. She has told me things that I can say and things that I cannot say, being my counsel, right? So all Tree's got to do is either ignore me or control her, like, have a lot of self-control. But I'm not worried about all that other stuff. They even have my children labeled as gang members. Like, it's ridiculous, but I just let them have it. But when they talk about court papers and court documents, I've never been in jail. I've never been in the
No,
back of, I've been inside courtrooms, but those cases are not cases that I've done. I've done a lot of mock trials. I was a process server for my second job for my daughter for almost a year when she first got licensed in California. My name will come up in court, but my name will never come up in no mug shots will ever come up of me because it wouldn't be true. It's not
well,
true at all.
I want to be clear. No one on this platform stated that you went to jail.
Okay.
Um, no one. I didn't state that. I just want to be clear about that because whatever
Okay.
I present is public information, which was verbally spoken, which was
Hmm.
retrieved from the court's record, and that is nothing indicating that you went to jail. So
That's
I
what
want
I
to be
was
clear
saying.
that we're
Like,
not
what is
confused.
the point of the court cases when my daughter is an attorney and I'm in and out of court? I've had to stand before the court and be in, like, my daughter will be not around, and I'll go in and I'll make a statement, or I'll fax papers, or I'll do something on behalf of her. But like, I haven't had this long track record of harassment and bullying that people were saying. Like, that's the indication that they're saying, oh, she's been bullying people for a very long time and this is her MO. I don't even consider what I do to Treese as bullying. I consider it me having a conversation on what I view from her platform, and I give a lesson behind every time I talk about it. And when she comes and she attacks me or attacks my deceased son, then it becomes fighting, right? So then I come out swinging just as hard as her. So,
Well,
eventually we'll be done with this. But
Okay,
well,
right
Roz.
now,
Roz,
I
I
just
wanted
have
to
some
say,
things to follow
Roz.
through on.
I just wanted to share this point. When people see things, they can interpret things what it means to them. Now, just because
Hmm.
they see it that way, then that doesn't mean that other people may see it, but their interpretation is something that can't be um, uh, what I want to say is how they view things. You see what I'm saying? If someone
Hmm.
sees someone behaving and they say to them, it appears to be a bully behavior. Now, so
Hmm.
they see people jumping from platform to platform with an aggressive nature, that can be the appearance of bullying.
Yeah, and
Okay,
you know what? Not to cut you off, but I'm only responsible for what I do. I don't take
hmm
accountability for how other people may perceive it, right? And I hear that a lot from people. You'll never hear me address it because it doesn't resonate with me. See, I know where I'm coming from. I know what my intent is. So I don't mind people interpreting it the way that they can, because all of our minds are not equipped the same. So
so why do you think a lot of people think that? When you say a lot of people say that, so
well,
why you think a lot of people are saying that?
the people that I hear saying that are mainly people that are following India, are following Shonda, are following. I haven't heard one person that's neutral or, in the situation say it. But since they have large followings as well, that's where I see it mostly, right? That Roz is a bully. She's a bully. She's harassing her, but I just skim right over it because I know what my intent is. And I was brought up with the lesson that it doesn't matter what people think, it's only what matters is where you're coming from. You're going to be held accountable for what's in your heart, what your intentions are. You're not going to be held accountable for what somebody may think of you, or what may somebody may think of the words that you're using. So like I
But
said, I give myself a break on that. I don't like to carry heavy loads because
yeah,
I am going through the fact that my son is not here, and that's the heaviest load that I've ever had to carry in my life. So it doesn't bother me. That's just their opinion. And if I'm giving my opinion and say, hey, respect it as my opinion, then I have to respect everybody else as their opinion. It's
yeah,
nothing to argue about.
yeah, Roz. Well, we talk about verbal things, but actions. It's action. Sometimes it's people. We have certain actions, and sometimes we may not be aware of it. You see, and
Hmm.
sometimes other people can see things when we don't see. Because a lot of times, a person can be moving a certain direction. We may not even see that we're doing any wrong, or we might see
Hmm.
that things are questionable. However, if
Hmm.
so many are saying the same thing, then it makes us want you. It probably should make us want to step back. Maybe I do need to take a look at this. Maybe my approach is something a little bit overbearing. Maybe the way I'm going about it may be something that I need to take a look at, because sometimes we may not see everything that we need to change. Now, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm just saying,
Hmm.
reaction channel though. Reaction is supposed to be entertainment, not to the point where is it causing stress where this person is continuously harassing me, where I can't, it's like there's no win. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a point that it becomes a problem. See, then the fun is all taken out of it. Then you know
You
what I'm
know,
saying?
the reaction can be entertaining or informational, whichever direction you want to put it in, right? My platform is a great deal of information. We laugh about certain.
Hello, is this Kevin Samuels? Hi, who is this? Kevin Samuels? Hello, thanks for joining us, Mr. Samuels. Thanks for joining us. We had Rosalind online, but somehow she got disconnected. Yeah, we were talking about we were talking about a document that was discussed earlier, and that document had some information in it as it relates to plaintiff and defendant, which is public information. And that information was we was talking about. And then we also was talking about some questionable behaviors. And also we had Ms. Ross to join us. And I'm glad she did. So we were able to kind of come to a meeting of the mind to find out what it was that we were doing or she was doing that we needed to talk about to get it out in the open. Get it out in the open for discussion. So who is this online with us? Hello, Miss Beata.
He's not saying anything.
I know, Kitty. Did he click on the right live?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think maybe he just wanted to listen and listen in on it.
Hello?
I think he can hear us. This is
Sir?
Kevin Samuels, look like. Kevin. I don't know if he's aware that he's on this live. This look like Kevin Samuel is on this live. So let me get a bigger picture, see who this is. Hold on.
Okay, it looks like he's sitting at a desk.
Yeah. I think he's on the line. But yeah, Miss Beata, we can continue on. What I was talking about earlier, the document that we had that was able to be retrieved, which is public information. And when I'm glad Rosalind did join, I'm glad she joined to be able to come on here to express her viewpoint. And that's what this live is all about, for us to be able to communicate and find out what is the deeper problem. Because sometimes we can be involved in a situation and without us talking about it, we'll never get to the bottom of it. We'll go on and on and on and on. But once you hear what the person has to say, then
I'm
you'll be
glad
able
that
to
I
decipher.
was able to come back on because I somehow hit the leave button and then I came back on. And she apologized, which I accept her apology, and she did invite me to join the circle. But at this point, I don't think it's a good idea because of so much that has been said. I don't feel comfortable, like I told her, joining her live. I would rather just stay out and just look from the outside in at this point. But I'm glad she did come on and apologize.
Yeah, and being that we did have this conversation now, as I was mentioning, I am a supporter of Latrice Allen. I am, and everything we do ain't always pleasing. However, I do believe she has a good heart. Okay,
My
and
thing with Trees, I have supported her in the past. I have donated to her in the past. I'm not a subscriber on her page, but I do follow her. I like, and I've never commented on her page. But when she first came to Atlanta, I did donate to her when those kids were smaller. I have donated, maybe a couple of years ago. And I'm not talking about a little bitty donation, a donation. But
mhm.
everybody has their rights and wrongs. I don't agree with everything she does, but I do agree the fact that I give her her props for picking it up out the mud and being able to make $1 million with no formal education and being able to take care of 4 children, whether they're with her or without her, she's still taking care of them. So all of the other stuff that's going on has nothing to do with me. And that's what I wanted to tell Roz before she left. I really wasn't concerned about what was going on with her and Treese. I was only concerned about what was going on with me and her and why she kept picking and letting people pick at me in her circle. So
Well, I wanted to make a point with Roz about when there's a reaction, when you continue to
for
respond, and
every action, there is a reaction.
when you continue to respond, if it's not constructive, it's gonna that other person is going to come back with something because they may be hurt by what you've done. And see, it becomes a never ending cycle. So the point I was making is that if you continue at that route, at that rate, it is going to be a back and forth. It's always going to be a back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Because people get
Right,
hurt behind things like that. So when you
right.
do
And
that,
I think at this point, from listening to her, it's not going to stop until it is in the legal system because she said she wasn't going to stop until it ended. So
Mhm.
we just, I mean, we tried to mediate the situation, but you could only do so much. And I think you did a great job. You were very calm, very cool, very collective about it. But at this point, it's kind of like the two of them now.
Well, then, it's still going to be people that are content creators are going to utilize certain information to talk about, to expound upon. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
it's going to be, that's what it is. It's going to
And
be,
it's going to get uglier as it goes on because more
and what
stuff
I
is going
say,
to come out about both of them, which I hate because I just don't like that. That's what I was saying last night. Why can't we just get along? And
okay,
just like she forgave me and apologized to me tonight, I was hoping that it would happen, with her and Treese, but it didn't.
okay. Well, it is what it is. Kevin, is there anything you want to say? You kind of quiet in the background, just sitting and watching. Yeah. Yeah, but it is what it is. So it's going to be, if something out there is questionable, I may talk about it because that's what my live is. My live is talk about constructive. We utilize constructive criticism. We do comedy. We do other different things on here. So if it's out there for the picking, guess what? You may hear from me again, especially
But
if I
she
hear
said
something that
herself
doesn't sound
that
too pleasing.
she puts out information as well as in entertainment. So you putting out information when you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, we all have that ability to do that. It's how you do it. As long as we don't defame anyone's character. So on my
Exactly.
platform, I don't defame people's character. I state what I see, how I see things, and if it appears to look a certain way, and if it appears to be questionable, I may just talk about it.
Right. Well, I'm glad that I was able to come back on your live and at least we got that straight, hopefully, and that I won't be content over there anymore for her page. And I didn't have any beef with her before she came after me first. So it was like, why? I was just baffled as to why you making me your content when this has nothing to do with you. But now,
Mhm.
it's over, it's done, it's behind. So I have nothing to say about her, and hopefully she doesn't have anything to say about me and move on.
Yeah. Well, we had some people that had kind of came in and made some comments, and my supporters. If you guys haven't supported Patricia E. Jackson, also known as PatriciaE-TV, go ahead, guys, and subscribe. Also, click the like. Click the like if you like the video, guys. And my supporters, I really thank you guys for chiming in with us. But we did have that open dialogue, and I'm so glad we had it. So we
I am
got a chance
too.
to see things from different perspectives, different point of views. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to allow a person to be able to talk, to be able to understand what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I personally don't know her. I personally don't
I
know you,
don't
but the
either.
fact that we were able to come together, have a meeting of minds, to be able to talk, it was a soothing feeling. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you're one of my supporters, my channel membership. You supported me and my page. I'm blessed and thankful for that. I
No
appreciate
problem.
you.
No
Yeah,
problem. Well,
and we had
I'm
a
gonna say good night to you and thank you again and thank you for mediating that situation. You did a very good job. Love you much. And you have a good night.
you too. Thank you for joining.
All right, bye-bye.
Later. Now, Mr. Samuels, did you tag on the right live, Samuels? I got some members in the house, guys. They have stated some comments here. Let's see what they say. I want to put this. link back on, guys. Anybody else want to join? Feel free to join. Feel free to join. Feel free to join. That was good, guys. That was really good. I'm glad she came through. I'm glad she came through. We got disconnected. I think that was Kevin Samuels that joined us, guys. He's no longer on the live. It looks like Kevin, it says 11 Samuels, but that looks like Kevin Samuels that joined the live. Yeah, we had a successful live today. And I thank you guys for joining. And also, I want to give a shout out to the young lady that made a donation. Somebody made a donation of $5. Let's see who that is. Who made the donation, guys? Let me go to this and I want to thank Miss Vieta for joining. That was a great live, guys. I want to thank Rosalind for joining. She came on and told us how she felt and the things that her experience was, and we were able to allow each other to speak, to see where we, what was on each other's mind. But it is still concerning to me. I'm not sure if she's ready to give up yet on that fight, but she is a content creator. She is a content creator just like me. So we just have to make sure that whatever we're speaking about or what we're talking about, it is not defaming someone's character, and we have to speak things from our perspective as far as our opinion and how we perceive things to be. If doing that, if you stay in the realm of that, everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Guys, I know I don't want to keep you guys up too late, but I want to tell you, I care so much about you. I had a $5 thingy on here. I can't find it, but for the young lady that gave the donation, I want to thank you for your time. If there's not anything else, hold on, guys. We got something else here. Hold on. Yeah. I want to thank you guys for your time and joining us. Thank you for your time. But I also want to let you guys know that there was no indication of anyone saying that Ross went to jail. That is not what was stated. So I want to be clear on that. I want to be very clear on that. I want to be very clear on that. So what we talked about a public document that was visible for anyone to see. Anyone can pull that information up. And I just want us to be clear about what we do here on this platform. Okay? You have the right to be able to speak publicly, long as you don't defame anyone's character. Okay? And we don't defame people's character. We call out what we see people behaviors are, and we base things from our opinion. Okay, this is for entertainment purpose, and also we got some more comments in here, guys. We got some more comments in here. I didn't want they don't want me to leave yet. We base things based off our opinion, guys. We try to be peaceful, If we got a person that says enough is enough, please stop harassing me every day and causing problem within my family. Sometimes we may need to step back and take a look at our actions to find out what is it that we're doing wrong. What is it that we could be doing wrong? Sometimes we may not see our actions, but it can be a burden to someone else, because, if that becomes a problem, sometimes we may need to kind of say, go back to the drawing board. I have been a little this, I have been a little that. And then see if we do tit for tat, it'll never end, guys. It'll never end. So I was hoping that we could be able to see what it is that we're doing, that we can make a change for the better, especially if for the gift that we have. We have gift. I believe Roz got a gift. I believe she got a gift with people, you see, because you see a lot of people that already gravitated to her. So why not take that gift, okay, and do what journalists do. They contact and they get with other people. They talk about different stories. They put it out there. You see what I'm saying? So I started seeing with something in it, and it's a mental. And we have to be careful because sometimes we hurt people, and we may not realize how effective that is. Okay, we may not realize how effective that is. Okay, guys. All right. We may not realize how effective that is. Okay, guys. So I'm still going to be watching Raw close. You know, well, I'm gonna say close. I ain't gonna say close. I never watched it that close. I watched it from angle. I watched it from afar, and I'm going to watch her here and there, and I'm going to see if her words are a replica of what her actions is. You know, sometimes people, you know, may not realize, or sometimes they get so they could be grieving. You see what I'm saying? And they get in that tit for tat that they kind of lose their way. But I'm going to follow. I'm going to see if, in fact, the things that she spoke about on this live, it ever will change for the better. You see what I'm saying? Is that something that can be initiated? If something is going to be initiated, as far as if she's doing something that is causing hardship, if she's initiating that, if she continually initiate things where it's noble, then I'm going to follow that, and I won't speak about that. I won't speak about it. But I felt that being that she came on the live, she was respectable. She got my attention. She got my attention. But I hope it's going to be something positive going forward that I see from her. But I'm going to be watching. I am definitely going to be watching. I'm definitely going to be watching. So we got some people on the live here that shared some viewpoints. Let me see who we have here. We got Trick No Good. We can listen respectfully, in my opinion, dialogue. Okay. We got some feedbacks from the audience here, but you stalk people. Bottom line, well, guys, we're gonna see. I just want her to make some change. I just want her to redirect that gift she got and talk about different things. Talk about different things where it's not just about the trees, okay, and not have the appearance of being somewhat a little pushy, okay? But being a content creator, you can come off as something, this and that. But we're going to watch, guys. We're going to watch. I give everybody the benefit of the doubt until I see your actions shows different. So make sure, we got a lot of people that's on the line that doesn't seem to be convinced. But we will see. Thank you, beautifully healed. I love you, Patricia, for being respectful. Real women do real things. Yeah, we have to. I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, because sometimes certain things can overshadow certain things. You know, I'm still watching. You know, I still, you know, I'm reserved about things, so we'll still be watching. Fifi, you say y'all put, cause that's what. Okay, yeah. We're gonna still be watching. We're gonna still be watching, y'all. It's just it's don't think that I don't think this thing is over with, because it did appear that it still may be an ongoing thing, and because of that, you know, people are gonna still be watching. People are gonna still be responding. But I saw what Coco did on his live, and it was really terrible. I thought it was very distasteful that he would speak ill of those children like that and then come online and talk about what happened in the past. So as if he was there. And if he had been in a situation around someone, and if you see something going on and you allow that, you are just as guilty as that person. I'm not saying that happened to Latrice's kids. I just didn't believe him. I think that he was reaching out for content, and I do think that that was something distasteful, and I did not like that. I didn't like it at all. Okay, guys, it was very distasteful, and I don't know why we bringing children in this, where as if the children, they can't defend themselves. They're innocent. And whatever situation can be going on with your child, if that child needs some counseling or some assistance, professional help, then I'm sure they can seek that. But I will say this: I think we try to question Teresa's way of handling her children. We outside looking in. We can be very judgmental about how someone else is raising their children, and I feel that she is doing a great job considering some of these people out here. Some people don't even have their children. She has a roof over the children's head. She feeds the children. She clothes them. She keeps up with them. You see what I'm saying? And there's probably a lot of other great qualities that she has as it relates to children. But for us to say, you should do this better, you should do that better. Well, it's easy to say, it's easy to say. Okay, so we rear our children to the best of our ability. We should, okay, and we need to be careful about how we feel that our way of thinking is a better way for raising somebody else's child. You see, but we have to be careful about that, guys. We have to be careful about that, and we have to kind of be the bigger person. Okay, we have to be the bigger person. But guys, I really appreciate you guys, and anybody else on here. We got somebody else. Yeah. Is there anybody else on here? Is there anybody else on here that wants to elaborate on anything? If so, please let me know. Please let me know. Please let me know. Let me know, guys. This was a great I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to read the comments from my supporters. This was a great live, guys. I thank you for chiming in. If there's anything else anybody want to elaborate, please let me know. Please let me know. We will be coming out with another show here lately. And for those that are interested coming on live, I'll be sending my links for you guys to join us. Okay, guys? What my message to everybody today, be careful. Who is this? We care. Hold on.
Cindy.
Hey, my dear. I was just going to get off. How you doing? PatriciaE-TV. I love your presentation. You're very smart. I like your poetic touch to your words. I love poetry.
Thank you. I admire you also.
Yeah. We had Roz on our live earlier. We had Miss Vieta on the live earlier, guys, and it was interesting.
Yeah, I heard most of it. I was trying to get in here several times while Roz was still in here. I certainly had some productive, respectful questions and statements I wanted to make to her. I'm sorry you guys were disconnected. However, I'm sure she's still listening. Maybe she'll come back. I don't know.
Who? No, they both shut down. They had some other obligations, things they had to attend to. and maybe could be because of timing. But it was an interesting conversation, and I was glad that we were able to be mature enough to hear one another out. Now we may not see eye to eye about some of the decisions that need to take place, but we were able to have a constructive conversation about how we felt and things like that.
Yeah, and I heard, and I'm with you when you're right, of course, but I will tell you, and I'm with you always, Patricia. I think a lot of you. But Roz, and of course, I don't use profanity, so you're safe there. But Roz is most definitely, if you will allow me to say what I want to say.
Go ahead.
Roz she is a genuine special case of the epitome of manipulating, lying woman.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Okay.
She came into this uninvited with Latrice. When she first started, when she saw the relationship between Treese and Coco, she put herself into this unasked to come into it, unwanted, unneeded. Treese went months. I mean, she went weeks and months not saying anything to Rosalind at all. Rosalind probed and she nagged and she talked about her. I mean, this went on and on and on. And I guess what bothers me is that Roz suddenly jumps from making it sound like a month of picking on trees to, and then my son passed and she started talking about him. Patricia, that is far from the truth. There was months that went by before what happened with her son happened. Months. Even when Latrice tried to say something to her, thinking that this girl would stop, she continued her most aggravated verbal assault on Latrice. We all witnessed it. Latrice could not do nothing right to satisfy this woman. Not that she ever should have had to. But this woman, we saw her laugh hysterically. So I know what Miss Vietta is talking about. We saw this woman laugh at Treese like it was nobody's business. Talk about her looks, talk about her home, talk about the money she spent. This was a verbal assault of the worst kind that Rosalind has administered to real comedian Latrice Allen several months as it did go prior to her son's deceased situation. After which we thought she would come back and be somebody. She exhaled, took a good deep breath, and came back at Latrice like she never left. We all forgot that she was even grieving. When she says grieving, I have to remember that she is actually grieving. Now, I made her a promise that I kept. I did a whole full-fledged video dedicated to Rosalind and the death of her son, meaning it sincerely from my heart. Not only did she not come back and not even say, I respect that, India, and thank you. She thanked others, but she never thanked me. I even told her I would not really bother her anymore, whether it was to my liking or not. I did not even myself say anything to her like I did prior to that until she started coming back at me via her and Coco's shenanigans. Now, I don't even want to talk about me because it's not even about me. I want to go back to what she has done to the real comedian, Latrice Allen. Number one, it is not her business if Latrice goes and jumps in a ditch naked. She is not Latrice's counselor. She is not her, what do you call it when you're out of jail and you have to have somebody you answer to? Parole officer. She's nothing like that. She has one-handedly gone after Latrice Allen like it is her pursuit to her own personal happiness. Rosalind is a liar, a manipulator, and she tried to come on your channel tonight and almost tried to take it over. And I can literally hear her out loud, thinking how she's going to go back to her panel and tell them about the good job she did. But see, Patricia, you're so intelligent, and I know
Mhm.
that. So she didn't do anything to you that do to you what she thought she did. Because I know you kind of a sleeping dragon. You remind me of myself a little bit. Oh, I know you. I know you, hon. I know what you're up to. And I admire that. So to Rosalind, you didn't fool anybody tonight, honey. Nobody believes it. Hey, Rosalind, in your words, we don't believe you. So you can take that back and sit on it. Because what you said tonight was meaningless when you said pretty much you're going to continue this until the truth is brought out. You are after Latrice Allen for a personal reason, and we don't know what. But I can tell you this, God did not lead you to do this to Latrice, because this is a humiliating action. It is a bad example to young women, young men, to the general public, and stop including your attorney daughter, because she can be ate up by any 1-year attorney. She is not there yet. We don't want to hear what she has to say. I work for people that wouldn't even consider giving her a job at their desk as a secretary. But what I want to say to you, and I don't mean any harm, Patricia, but I'm going to
No,
tell
you're
you.
fine. You're fine. You're doing fine. Go ahead, darling. You're doing fine.
And I admire Patricia. I admire you, Patricia, for allowing Roz to come in and spill her pathetic words. But Roz, you didn't get anywhere, because the only people who believe you is the people that don't like Treese, that Treese is blocked. Now, what we did pick up from you, and also don't think you fooled Patricia, because you didn't. What we picked up from you is that you're a little more pathetic than we thought you were. You are a poor excuse for a content creator. You have no business even being on the YouTube streets. And the reason why I didn't say anything on Shauna's platform that night is because God didn't lead me to. The reason why I didn't say much on my own live today is because I have a sore throat. I don't want my throat to completely go out like Divas did. And I knew I had people who could speak up for me. But Rosalind, we don't believe you, boo. And for you to say that you're going to come back or you can stop whenever you're ready, unless God stops you. So, au contraire, honey, your plan is to stop when you want to. You're so prideful. And I don't like the way you even try to come in and manipulate Patricia. But by me knowing Patricia is smarter than you, I'm okay with that. But you came in with your gloating behind like one of those bugs that light up at night, trying to shine among all these people that was listening to you. But you didn't take the throne, honey, and you didn't take the crown. In fact, your crown is too dent, too cruddy, and too messy to even stand in the midst of Patricia E. Jackson. So you did not intimidate her, you didn't outspeak her, and you certainly didn't outsmart her. So we want you to know you were a waste of energy tonight, in my opinion. Allegedly, no, fact.
Well, I do know this. I did hear. It doesn't seem like it's going to stop.
Correct.
I did hear that.
She said
So,
it.
what I will say, I'm going to continue to watch. And if there is something questionable, I'm just going to do what I've always done: respond to concerning events. We try to be as clear as possible. We don't defame people's character unless we see things from our perspective, how we've experienced something with someone. Somebody can't tell us how our experience is. What I mean by that, if you've dealt with her, I can't tell you that experience didn't happen for you. You see what I'm saying? So that wouldn't be something it's defaming or defamation, something that's defaming someone's character. So if I experience something with someone, that is my experience. You see what I'm saying? So if I see a particular behavior and I want to respond or talk about it, then that is what I see. That's what my perspective is. You see what I'm saying? Really, and that is my opinion. But I want to let people know, far as people that are hiring attorneys and things like that. I've studied law myself. I've studied some law myself. No, I'm not an attorney. I don't profess to be a lawyer. However, I do know certain rules to the game. You see, So that's why you have to be careful on the things you say. And that's why we have to be careful on how we continue to use people on a day in and day out that we talk about people, that we antagonize people, that we harass people, because that can be concerning. So if that's an ongoing behavior, that's a pattern. That's a pattern that's being recorded. That's a pattern that's documented. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that certain things can be proven. But if you're just creating content and you're creating content here and there, and you're careful about not defaming people, then guess what? That is that right that YouTube allow us to do on this platform.
And Patricia, you need to continue your same energy. I want to tell you, I want you not to necessarily make like Roz did show up tonight, but you need to maintain that same energy, my friend. You need to maintain that same level of, lifting, encouragement, and words of wisdom that you've been doing. Don't let this shake you, because she infiltrated, tried, but God prevented it. She tried to infiltrate your platform tonight. See, this person is a person that takes things down slowly, and she throws a rock and hides her hand. That's why she wanted Sarita to speak the words about that young child. She didn't want the words to come from her mouth. So let's get back to that a minute. When she tried to make it seem like it was all about her being in jail and not being in jail, which you never said. See, she was trying to distract from the actual problem at hand. So we caught you, Rosalind. So what I want to say to you, Patricia, is maintain your same energy. You're on the right path. Do not allow the enemy to detour you at all. Because see, that's where he comes in. He comes in offering you cake and ice cream. But under that cake and that icing is a black heart at many times. I'm telling you, and I speak this knowing that God is listening to everything I'm saying. I am not perfect, but I see, because I pray and I talk to God and I ask him to lead me. And then I say to him, forgive me for everything I've said and done that's not in your will. But I'm saying to you, Patricia, that was a sneak attack. Patricia, when I went live today, 7 people went in my private chat trying to get on my stage. 7 would not show their face. So I'm telling you that this is a trick of the enemy. You maintain that same energy that you were doing. I know you appreciate Roz, as appreciation would go, for coming out of the woods and the woodwork like she did tonight, but she needs to crawl back through the cracks of the wood in the dark places that she's began to build in that little sister circle, that whatever witch hunt she's got going on as they try to go on the hunt for Latrice. Because this is not just about Latrice. This is about we as women, no matter what our race is. Unless we begin to build each other up instead of tearing each other down, we can never come together in unity and love. This is not about the money. I have not received a dime from Latrice, not one. Or the next person. I report now on lots of other people. This is not about that. And I know it's not about that for you. We're saying to Roz, if you want to help, let's get together as one. Build each other up and stop trying to tear each other down. You're saying you're going to pursue this until the very end. You know why? It's not because you think Latrice has done anything wrong. It's because you want to be right. And you want to sit in this high seat. You want power. God showed me months ago that Rosalind wanted power. She wants power over Coco, power over these platforms. She is a person that nibbles at you. And what she tried to do tonight, Patricia, is reach out to you and bring you into her fold. But you're too smart for that. She didn't count on that. And she didn't also count on for the rest of us to be looking. But I'm saying tonight that I thank you, but I give this over to God. I pray that God anoint and cover every one of us with his blood, because this girl is in a whole different space where she's lost contact with God in the way it should be. Because God would not tell you to try to destroy nobody and blame it on the safety of the kids. That's not who she is. This is not about Latrice's kids. This is about people. She just tore down Muffin and them the other week that she didn't know. That is not somebody who loves and really cares. That is not that. That is hate. That is jealousy. That is power. She is a modern day manipulator, just to put it mildly. But I'm glad she didn't interfere with you tonight, because I'm going to sure pray the blood of Jesus against her.
Well, I tell you what, I'm not naive by a long shot. So let me be clear on that as well. I listen to people, and that's the only way you're going to learn anything, if you listen. You have to listen, because if you listen, you learn a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty fair about when I say fair. I know BS when I hear it, and I also know when I need to be quiet and hear things well. So it wouldn't be a good show if I didn't allow people to speak their truth, whatever that truth is. What I mean by that, whatever her truth, she said she's not going to, you know, in essence, I perceive from that she was going to keep going. And she had a lot to give beyond after this. So I'm just going to watch. Now, I'm still going to be who I am now. I'm not going to, I just hope that what I stated to her would be a word of encouragement to channel that gift you got, what that gift with people. Certain things I can see in people that can be gift. Now, sometimes we use our gift for the wrong. You get what I'm saying? The wrong. And when I talked about it appears to be, it was looking like a hate group. That's I said that because the appearance of it. You know, when I see a lot of people talking all these mean, hateful things and all these derogatory things, and then talking about the kids and the this and the that, and I said, "Oh my God, this sounds like a hate group." To me, that's what it sounded like. So that's what I perceived, and I based that off people's action, and they action and the words. You see what I'm saying? So you got to kind of watch both of them. See what I'm saying? Because if I see somebody keep nitpicking at one person, ongoing, day in, day out, and they go to extreme measures to win. You know how you got people very competitive to win by any means necessary. That can be a dangerous thing. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be careful of that. And people see that, especially if we use this platform. A lot of people see this stuff from afar. You know, millions of people, thousands of people. So we have to be mindful of that. And you can't just tell me anything, and then I'm seeing your behavior move a certain direction. You see what I'm saying? So I pay attention to what you say, and I pay attention to what you do. So if it don't match up, guess what? Then it's going to be talked about.
I appreciate you having me up here.
Yes.
I want to say this one other thing. Do you recall the other day when Rosalind told Courtney? She said,
"You sound like you're breaking up a little bit."
She said, "I am
You sound
not
like you.
going to stop with the thing with your mom."
You sound like you're breaking up a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. It seemed a little bitchy. But you said she told Courtney, which Courtney? Coco?
She told Patricia's son, she said, he asked her to stop. He asked everybody, say, guys, please stop. He asked her to stop bothering his mom. She said online, "I am not going to stop." Everybody here that's watching this can witness to it. She said, "I am not going to stop bothering your mom." In her words, she said, I'm not going to stop. And he asked her to stop. So if that tells you anything about her pursuit here, she told that young man, "I'm not going to stop."
Well, I heard on one of her videos, if I'm not mistaken, it was being made reference to that. She made reference that she wasn't going to stop. But I didn't know if she had to change her heart. You know, I don't watch Rod's videos like that. I may see a little snippets. Excuse me. I may see a little snippet that someone else may share, and then I expound upon that. I don't like kind of watch it for a long period of time, so I may miss something. You know what I mean? So I heard her make reference to that, but that's one of her old video. So in my mind, I'm saying, has she changed? Will she change? Is she gonna change? So these are the questions that I pose. And if sometimes we bring hardship to ourselves based off what we put out in the world, you get what I'm saying? So if we put that energy out there, again, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back. I didn't hear her say that a lot of people are saying things. You know, people made reference that she may be a bully. She did make reference to that, and a lot of people are saying things. So I just wonder if we redirect that energy, change that from talking about the trees, that may take away that heavy burden right there of people coming after her and responding to what they think from what they see or their opinion. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to be the bigger person and change that thing around. Unless that happens, if it doesn't happen, however, then it's going to be like, okay, what? It's going to be like fair game. And people are not going to believe what you say because your action and your words don't match up. Do you get what I'm saying, India?
Oh yeah, absolutely, I do. You know, and I
Yeah.
told her the other week, and I still mean this, Patricia. I said, Rosalind, if you stop calling my name, I literally will not mess with you. I actually told her that no matter how upset I get at what she says about Treese, I made a promise for various reasons. And she did pretty good for a while. And I really meant it and I said it. I don't like it all, this attack she has on Treese, not at all. But you know, for her to say that even Treese hurt my feelings about my sister or whatever, Teresa and I squashed that before anyone even knew it was squashed. Whatever she meant, whatever I said, whatever was said, I forgave her. I forgave her. She forgave me. We talked and we moved on. So I think when they realized I wasn't going to turn my back on Treese because of that, I think that angered even Rosin and her clan more. But I still said to her, I will leave you alone. Just don't call my name and I will leave you alone. Because that's the kind of person I am. I will keep my word. I don't have Treese or anybody else telling me, say, no, you need to get her. Treese would never say that. She would never say that. But I really meant what I said. I would be one less person she would have speaking on her. However, with that being said, you can't you can't just snip at somebody like a chihuahua, nibble, 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 because after a while you'll be just like. And I don't condone violence, but Will Smith and Chris Rock, that was the prime example of somebody being fed up. Chris Rock just happened to be the person in the way of Will Smith's anger because something had happened before with them and he had a lot going on. He apologized. And because I don't condone that. But at the end of the day, Chris Rock, he just happened to be the person standing in the way of Will Smith's whatever he was going through. So you can
Well,
nipple at somebody and nipple at them so long until they do snap back, you know?
yeah, well, I don't agree with what Chris Rock did. I really don't agree with that because always been taught keep your hands to yourself before you get uppercut. So that's another story. But it's okay to disagree. But it's also we wouldn't want to make mark and make fun of people that are going through a challenging situation. But timing is very important, and sometimes we have to choose our words. Let our words be our weapon. You know, he could have got up there and did something else to could have turned that whole thing around and made Chris Rock look bad, but instead it went to left. But anywho, we'll talk about that on another time. But yes, sometimes people get fed up. That's what I was talking about. People get fed up. What would they do if this woman she reached her breaking point? What I mean, if Raj reached her breaking point, what would she do? If Treese reached her breaking point, what would she do? So why not we kind of step back and see the actions that we energy that we're putting out here in this world and what the things that we're doing that can affect somebody. That can really affect somebody. And what extreme will we go to get back at somebody? Do you get what I'm saying? Even though we might not put our hands on that person ourselves, but we could be behind some of the things that are causing problems, you know, that could be detrimental to someone. So we have to be very
Absolutely.
careful. We have to be careful because it looks like it's getting to me, an extreme. And I hope we don't do extreme things just to stay on top or just to be say, hey, I told you I'm a winner. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, at some point, it's no fun anymore. It's not even entertainment anymore. It's becoming more seeming dangerously. It's dangerous. You know, it
I
seems
agree.
to be dangerous.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So you know, that's what I was trying to see. But we'll see. And you can talk about people. You see what the comedians they talk about different things. They talk about different people, but they don't hone in on one person day in and day out. That's all
For a
I'm saying.
year. Correct. For a
Use
whole
that
year.
gift. Talk, move around a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Talk about different things.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
I agree. I
I think
completely agree with you. It's it's
if
just
you
it's
get
just about being fair.
yeah,
You know,
for
nobody wants
everyone
to be
that
done that way.
yeah, for everyone that's on this live, guys, go ahead and subscribe to Patricia E. Jackson, also known as PatriciaE-TV. Click the like, click the like, click the like. And go ahead, guys. We got to reach this next threshold. So go ahead and subscribe to my page. Also, guys, take advantage of that channel membership. I'm sure, and Positive TV, India is online. Y'all go ahead and subscribe or show us some love. She came in and gave us some of that wisdom she got, you know, and we appreciate you, darling. Because I be watching you. Because I be trying to. I said, what kind of poetic word writing I need to view today? Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you for being here for us tonight. I appreciate Patricia so much. I just admire you. I watch you all the time. I give you shout outs almost every time I'm live. I know you probably don't know that, but yeah, I'm always talking about you.
Yes, 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 yes. And I'm so glad that we do have some positive energy that we can kind of pick up from. It's important. Now I can get a little jazzy myself, a little snazzy. What I mean by sometimes when people respond, you have to see. Sometimes you have to be careful because you can lose yourself because people will behave a certain way, and then that energy, you can pick up that energy, and guess what? You become
Yes,
like them. So you have to gain some self control. Gain some self control.
yes,
Gain some self control. You
yes,
know.
yes. You do. You do. You really do. You're right.
Yes. Well, darling, I know it's getting late, and you know what? I didn't even eat anything this evening. You know what? I was so wanting to get to my family, my YouTube family. I said, this is important to me. I want to talk to them. Yeah, y'all feeding my soul. So hey, I feel like I'm full already. I feel like I'm full.
Well, it was great, and I love you all, and thanks again, Patricia.
Yeah, yeah, we got some more good content coming up. I looked at Coco's page and with the Lele, and they to me they just go back and forth, and they seem a little confused to me. But I guess that's the type of relationship that they may have, a confusing relationship. But that's not for this show right now. But yeah, it's just a lot of stuff that I see, and a lot of distasteful things that I see. So anything that's questionable now, I'm letting you guys know. I'm gonna talk about it. So if I see something that's in the air that I need to respond to, I will.
Or maybe we'll see you tomorrow. A lot of folks are already saying they're going live, so we'll see.
Yeah, if I don't come back tomorrow, I'll actually reach out to you guys later with some more juicy content. But I will be watching. I really want to thank all my supporters for joining in and subscribing. So, guys, thank you, thank you, thank you for everything. I did have some more comments in here that I needed to show out here. I wanted to show some of these comments. We got a lot of people that joined. We got Jeanette Brown that joined. We have Crystal A that joined. All these wonderful people. We got Victoriously Love. Yes, yes, in the house. Yes, yes. We got Trick No Good. Thank you, baby. Thank you, guys. Yeah, it's good to listen. You listen, you'll find out a whole lot of stuff. But that don't mean that you're fool or you're being naive. You just want to be fair to the other person, especially if they're going to try to be fair. But if I tend to see that the action does not match up with your words, then guess what? I'll see you for what you are. What you say? You say Qua Jackson? Yeah. There you go. We had some wonderful people in here. We had Tommy Pritchard. Tommy Pritchard. Yes, yes. We got Carol Ann. Yeah. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Trick No Good said hit that like button. Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, guys. Well, guys, it was such a blessing for you guys to join in. If you haven't subscribed, guys, go ahead and subscribe. Yeah, I do want you guys to know that whenever you're retrieving information, if it's in public, that is public record. So if it's not public, then that's something different. But if something is in the public, that information can be presented and be shared and discussed from my point of view, from my understanding. If it's public record, then it's public. Public means the public can see it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, if there's nothing else, I want to bid you guys a good night. Much love. How you doing, Queen? And keep your head above the water. And I promise that everything will be all right. All right, guys. Good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.